All praise is due to the Most High God, Kingdom of Black Supremacy. All praise is due to the Most High God, Kingdom of Black Supremacy. All praise is due to the Most High God, Kingdom of Black Supremacy. Today, I want to talk about drugs and God, which that do not mix. Drugs are a distraction because God needs your body fully. It needs your body pure. It distracts you from what God really is trying to tell you, trying to show you, trying to heal you, you know. We were giving drugs from our oppressor, or we were taught to get high from our oppressor for recreation or entertainment. So we have to break all ways of his mundane world. When I was younger, I would smoke weed. And at first it was just to deal with my parents, deal with my family, deal with, the bullying in school, and just deal with life, period. But it's like, at one point, I didn't have to go through that anymore. So it's like, and I still continued to smoke. And I had to ask myself, why am I smoking? Why am I smoking? Because at times we don't even get high. You don't even get high when you're smoking weed. It's just the fact that you're smoking and it's the thing to do. It's what everybody else is doing. You think that you're supposed to smoke every couple hours, maybe every day, maybe every couple months. You know what I'm saying? When you're not. I realized that it wasn't really just about the high, because when I came to Kingdom of Black Supremacy, he broke it down to me and explained, weed and drugs is not really about getting high, and wasting all your money upon weed and drugs, you know what I'm saying? Because if you really want to get high, go sniff some glue. Go sniff some cleaning products up under your sink. You're trying to really get high. If it's really serious about getting high and relaxing, and that's not something I want to do. So it's like you have to really ask yourself, why are you smoking? And I came to the conclusion I was smoking to distract myself from the life of God. Distract myself from God speaking to me. God teaching me, not really wanting to deal with my problems at hand or my thoughts, and getting high helps you continue to blame all your problems on other people. God is going to show you, I can show you better than I can tell you. You know what I'm saying? Why you don't need to do drugs. You know what I'm saying? Why you don't need to be trying to get high. Why you need to have a clear mind. Because a lot of things that you were seeing before, you were seeing before that while you were smoking or getting high, you don't see now. It's different. It's a whole different vision. It's a whole different feeling. You get a whole different smell. You get a whole different taste. Your food tastes different. You know what I'm saying? You stop smoking and your nose opens up. You smell shit you weren't smelling before. You smell people's bodies. You smell people's houses. You know what I'm saying? You can smell stuff, that you weren't smelling before, and it gets a little strong, you know what I'm saying? And you pay attention to things that you wouldn't pay attention to while you were high. And God constantly is showing you and teaching you things, you know what I'm saying, through people, through everyday life experiences. But if you're high, you can't see that. You know what I'm saying? You can't see it because you're stuck on getting high. You're stuck on when the next time you're going to get your high. You're addicted to, that high. And at the end of the day, it's you know, it's not really about getting high, or blocking yourself or distracting yourself from, what God wants you to do. What I've been realizing is like when you do get high, and this is just from my observation of me smoking weed in the past and doing drugs in the past and drinking in the past. My observation, what I have observed is you tap into like this demonic, mundane, I'm king of the world, it's all about me, don't worry about God, don't worry about nobody else, it's just about you power to where you can take on the world and conquer it, you know what I'm saying, this high. But you tap into that same power with God, but it's stronger. It's more lasting. It don't have really a crash to it. That's why it feels so manipulating when you are using drugs, because it's like you're tapping into something, and then people think like, damn, am I talking to God? So, you ever heard somebody be like, damn, I got high and start talking. I got so high I start talking to God, or I start seeing stuff. You think that you're actually tapping into something, which you are, but what you're tapping into is very low compared to what you can be tapping into with God. I realize that, God is stronger. You just have to work for it. When you're doing drugs and you pick that tapping into, you don't have to really do much. Just smoke weed or do drugs, and it's like with that tapping into, you have to keep advancing your high. You don't never really get the same high every time. You have to keep advancing, so you have to go to other drugs. You have to do more drugs. With God, it's the same high. You get that same high over and over again. And it's not about getting high, but it's just a rim that you tap into of the unknown. A healing rim, a blissful rim, what I'm saying, to where it's not really no emotion, no chaos. It's just, you just freely riding with it. You're riding a wave of happiness and bliss and nirvana. It's a constant push. You know what I'm saying? And the more you push, the more you stay in that rim of God. You know what I'm saying? So it's not technically a high. You know what I'm saying? It's like you tap into the core of the mundane world when you're doing drugs, and then when you're pure in your mind and your soul and your body is pure, you're tapping into the mind of God, the rim of God. You know what I'm saying? And it might feel like you're getting high because it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's different. All we know nowadays is this mundane way of thinking, of getting high. It's just different. So I wouldn't consider it as being high, but you are. You are at a different state of mind, an alternate state of mind, to where you're vibrating very, very high when you're tapping into that. When you tap into the mind of God, you it's like you can fly, you can soar, you can do anything, long as you put your work in. You get that work in, and you constantly perfect it, and you see through that. You know what I'm saying? You stay away from any negativities or any doubts or any fears, because God is none of that. He's never fearing, he's never lacking, he's never doubting. You know what I'm saying? So neither should you when you're tapping into the mind of God and just, fully trust God. It's like standing on the edge of a cliff and just falling. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that God will have your back. That's the type of experience I'm talking about. That's the type of, divine reality I'm talking about. Tapping into that and just letting everything else go and just trusting God. Even if things go wrong, don't, everything happens for a reason. Don't jump to conclusion as somebody's fucking you over, or, being funny towards you. Just everything happens for a reason, so just leave it to God. That's not a notion or a stamper of saying, let's get mad, or let's get into fear, or let's go blame someone. Stay in your positive state of mind, to where nothing should move you. You know what I'm saying? No event, no people, nothing. You know what I'm saying? And yes, you will get tested, but it makes you stronger. You know what I'm saying? When you see those tests come around, you should just conquer them. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they just, like I said before, it's the same test in different forms.